Baseball pitcher Daniel Gossett shaved his head after having Tommy John surgery because he knew his arm brace would interfere with washing and styling. Now in the minor leagues with flowing hair down his back, he has vowed not to cut it again until he's made it back to the majors. After that, he will donate it. A Pennsylvania couple found a sticky substance dripping down their walls after a rainstorm. After conducting a taste test, they realized it was honey and that thousands of bees had been living in their attic. In some cities, road crews use pickle juice or beet juice to combat icy roads. Jack Ryan was an American engineer whose early career was spent working at the military equipment manufacturer Raytheon, where he worked on their AIM-7 Sparrow and MIM-23 Hawk missiles. He then moved to toy company Mattel Inc., where he helped design Barbie and Chatty Cathy. Gyrocophobia is the extreme fear of having to cook. It can manifest as a fear of the process of cooking, a fear of using recipes, and even a fear of learning more about how food is made, or all of the above. Fango de Age is the oldest tattoo artist in the world. She began practicing the tradition of Kalinga tattooing when she was 15 years old, back when only men were allowed to tattoo. Now, at age 105, she still works 7 days a week, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and her apprentices in Buscalan village in the northern Philippines are all female. The face of the most popular model of CPR doll is modeled on the death mask of a young woman, who drowned in the River Seine in the late 19th century who no one ever identified. Over 300 million people have trained on this model, making hers the most kissed face in the world. John Joseph Merlin is often credited with the invention of roller skates. He debuted them at a masquerade in London in the 1760s by rolling into the room while playing a violin and crashing directly into an extremely expensive mirror. In 2015, Burger King Japan released a limited edition cologne called Flame Grilled, made to smell just like their famous Whopper. It cost $41 and was sold for just 1 day. But it wasn't their first fragrance release. In 2008, Burger King's Flame Cologne was available in NYC, and was advertised as the scent of seduction with a hint of flame-broiled meat. Joseph Ducreux was an 18th-century French noble and painter, known for both his paintings of King Louis XVI, as well as his more eccentric self-portraits. So that famous meme photo? It's legit, and there are more. While filming the iconic spider scene for the holiday hit Home Alone, Daniel Stem found out at the last minute that the prop tarantula about to climb on his face was being replaced by a real one. Years later, he told fans his scream in that scene was very real and that the spider's name was Barry. Donnie Dunnigan, the child actor who voiced Disney's Bambi, grew up to become a highly decorated major in the U.S. Marines. He managed to keep his childhood movie role a secret throughout his entire 25-year military career. In Japan, sumo wrestlers are bound by a strict code of regulations that dictates all aspects of their lives, even outside the ring. They are told how to dress and speak in public, when to eat and sleep, and are banned from driving cars. Those in the lower ranks are even forbidden from having phones or girlfriends. Each year, residents of Lopburi, Thailand hold a festival to thank the local macaque monkeys for the role they play in the city's tourism. The festival includes a large buffet of fruits, lettuces, and sticky rice attended by around 3,000 monkeys. A streaming service is offering $2,400, $100 per hour, to binge-watch 24 hours of true crime documentaries. You have to watch all 24 hours within a 48-hour time period, and document the experience on social media. While gingerbread has been around since at least the 15th century, it wasn't until the reign of Queen Elizabeth that gingerbread men were created. She had her royal gingerbread maker bake cookies into the shape of visiting dignitaries at one of her royal banquets. Over 800 people in Switzerland volunteered to test out the new Zurich West Prison, to test its operations before it opened in April 2022. Those chosen went through intake procedures, tested food, walked the yard, and slept in a cell. The strip search was optional, and those chosen got a safe word to use if they wanted to bail. In 2013, developers of a skyscraper in London realized they had to make some immediate design changes. The building, nicknamed the Walkie Talkie because of its shape, was built in a way that reflected the sun down on the street for 2 hours a day. The beam of light it created was so hot that it melted parts of a Jaguar XJ parked nearby. The loris is the only venomous primate. Interestingly, they store their venom in their elbow, but elbowing their enemy is not how they attack. Instead, they suck the venom from their elbow, mix it in their mouth, and then deliver a poisonous bite. In Japan, a common robot model called Pepper has been turned into a monk, even presiding over funerals. This has been helpful in light of Japan's aging population, and the cost of a robot's final blessing is around 1/5 of the cost of a human-led funeral. Researchers in Germany have successfully potty-trained cattle. Cow urine can cause air and water pollution, so capturing it for treatment or recycling it into fertilizer is a good option. It only took 10 days to train them to waltz into a special restroom to pee.